Right. Oh, shit. I had to wait for the thing. Right, boys. Welcome back to GNS Season 2, Episode 2. Yeah, I think that's what you called it, I swear.
Fuck it. We ball.
The boys are reunited. We're going to yap some shit, and hopefully you guys like listening to us. I wouldn't, but we move. So, Jack, how has your bin week? How has your week been?
How's my bin weevil? My bin weevils are doing well. It's been a good week. I mean, fuck, what's gone on this week? We can run through the show day weekend.
Yeah.
It's been good. I'm just kind of digging the piss out of Nat at the minute. That's pretty much my day. Just every time I eat, I tell him to eat slightly less. That's the current protocol. It's good. Bodybuilding's going well. I've been on a deload. I'm training today. I'm looking forward to it. My appetite is getting absolutely fucked for no reason. I'm struggling on like 3.8. It's actually pussy behavior, man.
Yeah, I was gonna cough pussy there, but I thought that was
yeah, mate. Like it's because you saw at the weekend, Matt. I've just been running like rice in all my meals, and it's like 170 4 times a day, and I'm like, right, I kind of need to vary this.
No, this guy shits bricks. I can tell.
Well, I run 100 grams of veg in each meal, but not when I'm traveling. I'm traveling. I can't be
lazy. You need to lead from the front with the veg. You can't be giving people veg and then not doing it yourself.
I hate.
If you ate 7 eggs and 3 bagels pre-workout, you'd be right.
Yes.
The literature says
7 eggs, 3 bagels is like every 18-year-old who's like on their first bulk gets My Fitness Pal, and they're like, shit, I've got so many calories and protein to get in. Just like, how many eggs can I get in? How many bagels can I get in? It's like, it screams improvised, that meal. I love it. It's like Bruce put that together on the spot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Wait, you know what was funny? Didn't you post something about that the other day? I was pissing myself. You put it on your story.
That was good. That was yesterday.
I went into a coughing fit. It was so fucking good, man.
Yeah, it was really funny actually.
You had meals of fucking wartime. Bro was on rationing. I remember looking at your story and I was like, I don't have the heart. You would post on your private story, you'd be like 2 fucking steaks and like 8 bagels. Stupid.
His full day of eating is just like what's it called? It's that that guy who goes, right boys, and then goes what's
Keon
Keon Fit, but he actually has good stuff. Yeah, no, what's it called? Yeah. Anyway, Camille, how has your week been? I think that nicely wraps up Jack just slating you again. So
yeah, that's been my week slating Camille.
Fucking busy. I'm pushing 30 patients a week now at work, but this is the last week where I'm working 6 days, so I'm going back down to 3 days a week and then covering a shift here and there, which is quite nice. I've been a little bit stressed. I mean, this is the most work I've had ever, to be honest, but like I feel okay. I think I've got some like deadlines to meet because we're trying to push like the rehab online now. So any kind of spare time that I have in clinic, I'm recording exercises or doing movement assessments with people. I think we did one with Jack yesterday, which was 2 days ago, my bad, which was quite useful. But yeah, so definitely going well. Get paid next week. Fucking nice. Thank fuck for that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and the cut fucking like 8-9 pounds down in 2 weeks, which is pretty good. Yesterday really felt the glycogen drop though, because like the first like 4 or 5 exercises were progressed it, but like the last 2 I lost like 3 reps on when I was training biceps. I was like, yeah, I'm cutting. I kind of embraced it because I was like, I know exactly what this is. It's just means my glycogen's dropped, and we're about to see some nice changes in visuals. So, yeah, how's your week been, mate?
It's been good. Our business is booming right now. We did the little price drop post that Jack told me to do because he knows I'm shit at social media. It's price increase, not price drop. Fuck me. Please give me more money, guys.
Give me less money.
But it's really good. I think I've had 3 inquiries in the last 3 days or 2 days, or is it 3 days or 2 days? Either one, which is really good for me. To be fair, I'm only a small coach, guys, physique wise and penis wise. Nah, I just need to jump on trend. But anyway, so it's been really, really good. Obviously, we had the show day weekend, which I was at. Camille, you can fuck off. You weren't there, so you're clearly not part of the gang.
Still envious about that.
It was really good. It was really good. Not to
Don't say that. You fucking...
No, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But being off the back of that, we've been doing some posing calls with Nat again, and his routine is pretty much there now. He's very much on it, and he can do a lot. We're trying to get, because we'll talk about it in the showdown weekend, but nerves got to him and stuff like that with his routine. But now he kind of knows a lot of it off by heart. It looks a lot more flowy. He's starting to kind of get almost like the muscle memory down, and now he's gone from very much like stiff and trying to think of what's next. You can see that processing time in his posing. Now it's very much flowy. He's going from, it looks very easy, which is really, really nice to see. But apart from that, training's been great. I was just going to ask Camille, how have you found kind of the balance between training and all the stuff you've got going on? Have you found that's like kind of diminished, or do you think it's just you just don't have as much free time now, or what? How have you?
The reason that I wouldn't say I've been struggling mentally, I'm being pushed to my limits, is because throughout the day I work 9 to 6. I get back from work, I might have a few conversations with clients, I eat, go straight to the gym, come back. I come back from the gym, it's like 9:30, 10, and then I have maybe an hour and a half leeway to have a shower, eat again, get myself to sleep, or get myself to my missus' house. So I don't really have time in the day to kind of shift through my emotions, whether it's been a good day, bad day, what I need to do for the next day, etc., etc. I've kind of just constantly just go. But I think it's such a blessing that I've gone into a deficit now, because I'm not eating a shit ton. I don't have to think about food. I'm currently eating 3 meals a day. So anytime I have some spare time, I'll just have a meal, and I don't have to worry about meal timings as much. My digestion is better than it's ever been. So I just generally feel better and healthier. If I was still in the gaining phase now, and I had felt like I did 2-3 weeks ago, I wouldn't be able to handle this. So I think being in a cut is actually a blessing, because it's allowing me to have more freedom during the day. But honestly, yeah, it has been really tough, to be honest. And I've been relying on people around me quite a lot, especially the missus, who's been really, really supportive of me, which is obviously a blessing. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Sounds pretty good. I was going to say we could yap about the show day weekend, Jack, but I feel like we're leaving out Camille a little bit.
That's okay. Well, I mean, to be fair, I did kind of yap about it on the pod with Luke.
Oh, so did you? Okay.
Yeah, I did, mate. This is the issue with too much yapping, bro. 2 hours a week yapping. Yeah, I mean, instead we can yap about, I don't know, the state of the world. You guys,
there's a lot going on, to be fair.
State of the world.
The state of the world, bro.
Yeah.
The economy be struggling or something, right? That's what everyone's here. Economy podcast, right? Yeah.
Economy podcast. But but to be fair, just quickly touching on that weekend, nothing absolutely crazy to leave Camille. Camille, did you see any of the photos or anything of the actual standard there? Because it was fucking ridiculous.
Yes, I did. There was a guy. There's a guy called Jack something. He's an IFBB pro. He used to compete in classic physique, but now he competes in open. He posted a picture of a guy, and he was like, "Natties can't have dugout glutes." As he was taking a piss, and there was a guy who had the most cut out glutes I have ever seen, enhanced or natty.
Yeah.
So the standard was absolutely ridiculous. It kind of it makes me a bit sad, because I've now gone hard, and if I go to a show, I'd rather have a mid placing in a stack lineup than win a show with no competition.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Ultimately, winning a show is nice, yeah. But if I look at someone else's physique and I'm like, yeah, they look better than me, and then I go and beat them, that's a different level of satisfaction. That's like a personal win. It's never about the trophy. It's about looking at other people being like, do you know what, they look fucked. I don't know if I can beat them, and then going to beat them. So I hope next year the standard in PCA and all the enhanced shows kind of comes up. Maybe me and Jack are gonna have to fucking carry the flags, but that's kind of my thought behind it.
Yeah, we'll see what the standard is, because PCA is this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be fucked. I'm looking forward to seeing some of the photos. Same with NBW, I think is going to be pretty fucked as well. Because UKD FBA and them work quite closely together. But yeah, the standard was absolutely fucked. I remember talking to Jack was gone at that point. He's a busy guy, but we were talking to Luke was talking to this guy who goes to the coach, I think, and he was saying he's on gear, and he was saying he has a great physique, and he was like, I wouldn't even place in that teens lineup, and which is actually crazy because he probably would, right, obviously, but like in terms of condition, they were crazy, like genuinely, like. The juniors, I've been following Ed, who's coached by Finn. I don't know if you know. Do you know? Fucked physique, absolutely fucked. I showed Becca this the other day and I went, "Where do you think he came?" And he was like, "Easily first." He came sixth, and I was like, "What?" But it was rightfully so. Like, it's not because he's a bad bodybuilder. It's because he's the rest of the fucking thing was absolutely mint, and he did fantastic to place there. It's absolutely great. It's just cool to see how far natural bodybuilding is coming, and I think that's gonna push a lot of the enhanced guys to actually dig a bit harder, especially them fucking PCA shows. There's nothing worse than turning up.
PCA standard is fucking, it's so hit or miss because sometimes I look at the line, I'll be like, you know what, like fair play. But the last PCA show, there was the guy, I think the same guy who won Classic also won Open because he competed across 2 different cats, and that's just like. I'm sorry, but if you're winning against Bodybuilding Classic and you win the overall, like, where's the competition? Do you know what I mean? Where's the competition? I get it was the first timers, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, mate, when the teens, a lot of the teens I think would have beaten the juniors, which is fucking mental to think about.
Yeah.
Same at the BMBS show that we were at with Luke. And like as soon as like when it was the juniors. And they called 6th place because I was like, okay, stacked lineup. I was like, if Luke can get like top 6, top 5, superb, sweet. They called 6th place. He walks up, and I was like, shit, because he's absolutely nuts. As soon as they called that 6th place position, and you're seeing some of it, and you see that physique, you're like, the top 6 is gonna be nuts. And even when like they'd placed the top 6, I was looking at like the lads who hadn't placed on the sides. And I'm like, what's the fuck? How is this guy not placed? It's ridiculous. Obviously, because the top 6 were better. But, like, they're all fucking ridiculous. Like, there were so many ridiculous physiques. And, like, the same with juniors. I mean, like, no one showed up out of shape. No one showed up who, like, really didn't kind of fit in. Everyone was just, like, it was just so extremely competitive. It was literally, like, everyone had good presence, decent posing, everyone was in condition. It was literally just pure size game. Like everyone was fucking stripped to the bone. It was crazy.
I was gonna say, when you looked around, there wasn't many that obviously hadn't worked with a posing coach. I love how much it's getting into the business now, because if you looked around, everyone had decent, even in the junior, I mean the teens, which you'd expect people to not really have that. They don't have that experience. They don't know what to do on stage. They all look like they'd competed before, and some of them obviously had. But when I mean competed before, I mean previous seasons. They were presenting themselves really nicely. It was really, really nice to see people like Drew and Brandon up there presenting themselves like, almost like pros, like the way they were doing it. It just looked really good. It looked really, really good. It's just very nice to see where it's kind of come to nowadays. And I think that's only going to get up from here, which is kind of scary, kind of not. We'll probably see some even more freaks this year, which is just crazy. We're blessed to see it. But it's kind of making me scared for my season now. But I think I'm still going to go into it the way I always have kind of pictured it. And I'm going to be like, look, if I don't miss a beat at this prep, I've won in my head. I can't do comparing myself to others or kind of, trying to nitpick myself will not help my placing on stage. As long as I just do what I'm asked from my coach, as long as he doesn't fuck it up, because Luke is a shit. I'm joking. We should be fine. But yeah, I was talking to Luke after the show, and he was like, he kind of said these words, and it kind of hit me quite hard. He was like, I've took 4 years away from bodybuilding, come back to not even place. And it's just that everyone else has got as much better as I have. And it's like, yeah, that hits me. That's quite hard. I kind of sent him I think it was like a 5-minute voice note. He kind of was like, saying like, he feels like he's not done that great as a bodybuilder. I was like, mate, you can't say that. You have done bodybuilding at its finest. You've not missed much this prep at all. You look at your physique from 4 years ago and he makes it look like a child. It's insane. It's insane to see the standard making people feel like that, which is a shame, and kind of just to show how good natural bodybuilding is at the same time.
And also like bodybuilding, at the end of the day, you have judges, right? And it's always going to be the judge's opinion, and there's always going to be specific things that the judges look for. There are some guys who are like 260 lean, absolute monsters, shredded to the fucking gills, that would not do well in bodybuilding. Like bodybuilding is very niche. They look for very specific things, and it's not directly correlational to you have a shit physique. There's so many guys who I'll see like a video of them training. I'm like, Jesus Christ, they look fucking huge. And then they get up on a bodybuilding stage, and it's like, oh, okay, they're not all that. And like vice versa, that I'll see people train, including myself. Like sometimes I'll see myself train like videos and stuff. I'm like, brother, I look fucking small. But then when I say like do check-in shots and stuff, I'm like, oh no, I look all right. So like, it's not directly correlational. Like how good you are as a bodybuilder in a sport doesn't mean you're a shit bodybuilder, you know. And like you said, Luke beat his previous look quite fucking significantly. Like you can tell he took an extended amount of time out, and he's improved every single area of his physique. It's just the standard has gone up so much that it's difficult for him. It's just difficult for him.
Yeah.
Mate, even being like at the show, seeing some of the like natural athletes, natural coaches, like because a few of them I follow, and I'm like, I won't kind of name too many names, but most people, it's like, you see them on Instagram, they look fucking mint, and they're like, yep, weighing in 180 pounds, 190 pounds. I'm like, yeah, cool, natural bodybuilding, it makes sense. And you see them in person, and you're like, how the fuck am I like 30 pounds heavier than you? Like, what the fuck is your physique? Like, they're taller than me, miles wide, and I'm like, how the fuck are you 180 pounds? Like, it's honestly ridiculous. Like, but that, that is the nature of like competitive bodybuilding. It's kind of competitive bodybuilding is almost decided before it's begun. Like, as soon as you say I'm going into a prep, there's like nothing you can do. Everyone's gonna nail it. You're gonna nail it. The placings are already decided. But the thing is, like, bodybuilding is like normal bodybuilding, or bodybuilding in general, is still executing the plan. It's still growing. It's still nailing it. So like I was saying to Luke, I was like, you're not a bad bodybuilder. Like, you're a fucking amazing bodybuilder. It's just like how much you value the competitive aspect, or how much you value your perception of how well you do in the competitive aspect. Like, again, it's like Camille said there, like, if you win, you can do a show where the lineup is crap and win, and it's like, is that something you care about? Or you can go to shows where things are absolutely stacked and you're not going to place, but you look fucking amazing. Again, like the competitive element of it makes it really weird. But yeah, when you see some of those like talented athletes on stage, you really are like I don't want to be the genetics guy, but like for competitive bodybuilding, like it's you're done. Like it's like like it's fucking nuts. It's crazy. But yeah, man, some of those, like, seeing some of those natties, and I'm like, yeah, how the you're massive. Like, you're miles bigger than me, and I've got like 30 pounds on them, and I'm shorter. And I'm like, what's the
proportions?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, Luke looks like a bodybuilder. Like, and he goes out into public like wearing a fucking stringer, albeit he's got a tan now and he's really lean, but people will notice. They'll look at his physique and they'll say he's a bodybuilder. There are some bodybuilders who, they go into a clinic, they go into office, whatever, and they're like, oh, what sport do you do? Do you do rugby or something like that? Do you know what I mean? Like, people can look at Luke and definitively say, like, yes, he bodybuilds. And in my eyes, that's a flex, because that, like, even to the normal eye, he looks like a bodybuilder.
Yeah, one thing that I was saying to him as well, which the judges kind of, I like how the judges explained it, was height classes. When the judges kind of said, like, if they were to split people into height classes, like, unfortunately, they even picked Luke out on stage, which was quite funny. They couldn't really do anything about that. But that's one thing I was saying to him. Like, there's nothing you can do about that, right? If like 7 people turned up who were 5'5" on the day, or 5'5" and below, that you probably would have been in your own class potentially, and potentially would have done. Because if you look around, look at many different bodybuilders at his height, at his age, there's not many people that are as good as him. I'm not gonna lie. Like if you, there's some people, there's gonna be some people who are better, some people worse, but he would have probably got a better place in because like it was so noticeable. Like in the you know, the pose down, right? He stood next to, I think it's Nick Arnold, the really fucking tall wham guy who got, I don't know what placing he got. I know it's high up, but yeah, it's just not comparable. Do you know who I mean, Jack, or not?
Yeah, like he's the top 3, top 4.
Yeah. I think well, he got first at WNBF Supernaturals. I know that.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I think he got first in Classic this time. Like on the Sunday. But yeah, he's just mad, and it's just like it's almost unfair in that way. Like you know, he's not done. Him and Nick won't have done very different things during their prep, right? It's just it does come down to genetics at that point. But it doesn't mean Luke's a bad bodybuilder. It doesn't mean Nick's not a good bodybuilder. He's a very good bodybuilder. It just means like that's what I was saying to Luke. He can't call himself shit. He's done really fucking well. You know, he's lived like a bodybuilder for how many months his off season was and his prep. But everyone just talks about the prep. No, it's not just the prep. It's fucking, you know, the off season before, the off season before that. You know, I think people are. That's one thing that does piss me off, by the way, when people go, "Oh, I'm starting to lock in now." When prep starts, do you guys ever hear that? And it's like, why have you not been locked in for this entire off season?
That's kind of the thing that I think, like, I realized myself is like, for me and for Luke, we're not going to be like, we're not genetic phenoms, because if you're a genetic phenom, like you see it all the time, especially on social media. It's like, here's this guy who's never set foot in a gym and he's got way more muscle than people who've been training for a year. Like that just exists. It's fine. So it's like the whole competitive aspect of bodybuilding needs to be fun. It needs to be enjoyable. And like I was saying to Luke, he was like, I don't know if I'll prep again. I don't know what I'm going to do. I was like, just prep when you want to. Like when you want to undergo that process, do it. But like we're not like, you know, a Jack Eagles or a Hollingshead. Like James Hollingshead spoke about this, where he took a bit of break from competing because he's like, I have to compete. I don't really want to, but I have to, because like, you know, I want to win, but also I'm contractually obliged to by my supplement sponsors, etc., etc. Whereas like for me and for others, we don't have to. It's purely like, you know, if I was at a stage where I'm really close to winning a pro card or an overall, then it's like, okay, yeah, go back years until you get it. But when it's like we're just looking at bringing in a really cool look, trying to see where we stack up, like there's no need to do that if you don't want to do it. And if you're not feeling like you want to prep, then pushing yourself through a prep is pointless. Like the competitive element of bodybuilding really isn't the main focus. Like the fun of bodybuilding is the entire process. So if there's a certain aspect of it that like you're not looking forward to, then don't do it. That's why I was fucking gutted when we had to pull the prep, because I was loving that process of the prep. I didn't think I wasn't like, I started off going into it being like, oh, I want to place really well. Towards the end, I was like, I don't really give a shit how I place. I'm just like enjoying being on prep and being like, we're doing it. Like, this is it. This is prep. Like, this is sick. This is cool. We got a show. Tans lined up. Fucking, we're talking about skin prep. We're looking into buying like posing trunks. Like, I'm reaching out to posing coaches. Like, I'm really going to get on stage and present this and like show everyone what my physique looks like, and I get to see it, and that's cool. But yeah, I think as soon as I think too many people overvalue the competitive element of bodybuilding, and that's where you get shit like that, where you're like, you know, yeah, you've made phenomenal progress, but you just can't get past the fact that you got beaten by someone. And I think if you're that outcome focused, which is hard not to be, you are gonna like drive yourself nuts. Like for me, a prep is getting stage lean. And if I can look at my side by side and go, holy shit, I never thought looking at that pre-prep that would be the look on stage. Like, that's what I want. That'd be fucking phenomenal.
That's a win, yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, like the best bodybuilders are the ones who, not necessarily genetic phenoms. They have really, really good genetics, like top 1%, but aren't like genetic outliers. And they've faced loss in the past. And that sort of, I want to say bitter, but bitter is not the right word. It's like that sort of drive from not placing where you want to place, then pushed them to work harder than they ever have worked before, and that then elevated them to you know, bring the best physique that they can in the future. I think being able to take a loss, if you're a genetic freak, right, like it's very, very common for you to get complacent because you don't, you diet easier, you put on muscle easier, you just look better in general, from different shots, etc., etc. So it's just easier for you to win, right? But having that mentality can make you complacent, and it very much is like you could get beaten by anyone on the day. Like you could get complacent, your posing could get shit, you could get complacent, you'll fuck up your mobility work, you get complacent, whatever it is, you could slack on your leg training like I did, for example, in the past off season, not bring up your legs properly. And then when you go to compete next time, your genetics are important, sure, but there's only so much that they can do. And if there's someone who's not as genetically gifted as you, but really fucking put the work in because they wanted it more than you, they can take it from you. And like the whole like genetic thing, I completely agree with you. It makes such a fucking difference. It really, really, really does. But it also kind of depends on the category that you're competing in, because some people, like for example me, like I would say I'm quite classic. Like if I was to compete in bodybuilding, I just look like a fucking chopstick on stage. Like there's nothing that I could do. And like, so likewise with you, Jack, I would say, although last time when you cut, you did look slightly classic, but I would say like in an open lineup, like you just have that sort of density, bro. You just look like a fucking bull. So like that, you just would mop up in bodybuilding. Like,
yeah, I'm not classic enough. I mean, it's like speaking of like placings, it's like I was talking to Big Boy Tim, my dad. Big up Tim, love you, mate. And it was which I forget which. He's got too many clients. Tim, you need to sack off all your clients, aren't me? But one of them was like I think it was classic medium, and he didn't win because they were like he's just not classic. And it's like that. Again, it comes down to like the competitive element of bodybuilding is not clear cut. Like it's so subjective. How do you compare some physiques? It's like, and again, you get into it where it's like, this guy's lats just sit slightly more pleasing than yours. Yeah, yours have doubled in the last off season, but sorry, Brev. Like maybe yours have doubled and his haven't, but sorry, Brev, his just sit nicer. And like, that's kind of the way things are. But yeah, I think the best kind of even if you look at like the top competitive bodybuilders, it's like even when they lose, they're still like, well, I had a fucking good time doing it. It's like Josh Croggan recently made a post being like, I've lost way more times than I won. And he listed all the shows that he's lost, and then was like, I lost this show and then became a pro in it like 3 years later. I lost this show, then won an overall in it a year later. And it's like, yeah, like that is bodybuilding. I mean, you've got time to grow. And the thing is, the standard of the amateur scene is going to remain somewhat fixed, because if it gets too good, people go pro. So if you just keep on showing up and keep on improving, you'll slowly work your way up the amateur scene. I think it's a bit different for juniors and teens, because a junior can show up with a pro level physique, but because they're a junior, they've not been pushed into the pro ranks. It's probably their first time, and all they need to do is just be 23 or under, and they classify. And it's like, you get people like Ryan Turner, Train with Intent, who's only competed, I think it's now like twice, and then went pro. It's like you get people like that where they're just fucking amazing bodybuilders. They just don't compete, throw themselves into a show, and then they're like, yeah, you're a pro now. Like, imagine you go into your second ever show and you stand next to Ryan Turner, you'd be like, I'm fucked. I'm absolutely fucked. Like, there's no way I'm going to be able to beat that. And then he goes pro, and you're like, yep, fair, fine, cool. Like, but again, that is the nature of bodybuilding. Is you have to be, as cliche as it is, it all boils down to just be a good bodybuilder and progress your own physique as much as possible. Because day to day, it's nice being big and strong. And like, if whenever someone goes, oh, you're pretty big, you go, yeah, but I came second because some guy had nicer lats than me. Like, there's no point carrying that around with you. Can you imagine? That's in my Tinder bio. It's like, my lats aren't as pleasing as fucking Camille's.
I wouldn't go that far. I think your glutes are more pleasing. Personally.
My glutes are very pleasing, bro. I get that feedback a lot.
I saw them on Monday. I got Jack in the movement assessment. I got Jack to do a moon pose.
You did as well. He was getting me to do poses, and then he was like, right, front double bicep, and I went to do it, and then he laughed, and I was like, oh shit, you're fucking with me. And then you were like, aim the camera down, and I'm just in my shorts, right? He's like, aim the camera down and touch your toes, and I was like, bruv, are you fucking with me? And you were like, no. And so I actually did have to fully lean over on camera and touch my toes.
That's insane. Did that get recorded? Can you send that to me, please?
Yeah.
No, yes, this is recorded. Oh, fuck me, man.
Oh, you better never piss him off because he'll definitely get an edit of that released out, like some first round.
Oh, I'm gonna post it on the academy.
No,
I'm gonna do a lecture on it.
that is insane.
I was calm, to be fair. My physique is pissing me off at the minute, though.
What do you mean?
Jarring. It's just it's just not as nice as prep because I'm like a little bit flatter and a little bit fatter, so it's a bit jarring, man. But
Are you on cycle now?
What's that, Kamal?
Oh,
Oh, dear.
Where's the finger?
What were you gonna say, Matty?
I was gonna say, what was I gonna say? Fuck. Oh, he's
Sorry,
back. Never mind. Let Camille talk because he had a better question.
What did you say, mate, before you left?
I said, are you on cycle? Or are you still in a health phase?
Health phase still, TRT, which
What's
is like you definitely.
What is
you
your
lose
TRT, if you don't mind me asking?
150, I think.
150. So actual TRT. No, because sorry, I'll see like open guys being like, I saw Josh Bridgman specifically. He was like, yeah, no, I'm on TRT. I'm doing a health phase, and he was like, oh yeah, just 30 mgs of mast, 30 mgs of primo, and then like 70 mgs of test.
No, that's
okay.
like a cycle. No, that's like a cycle. No,
it's nice TRT, mate.
I'm on literally just TRT, and then just 1,000,001 health subs. Like that's literally it. But yeah, it like it's fine. It's just the biggest difference, particularly with taking out Masteron and GH, is you just get a little bit more like doughy, like
less grainy.
Yeah, you lose some grain, you lose some vascularity, you lose some fullness. Like before, I'd look at my midsection and it would just be like shrink wrapped, whereas now it's a bit more like it's a bit soft. Like in a stringer, I'd have like veins and shit just kind of walking around. Also, to be fair, the weather was a lot hotter, which made me look more vascular. But
he's just calling himself fat, basically.
Yeah, I'm soft.
He needs the steroids. He actually just without the steroids, he just turned to a sumo wrestler. That's what it is.
Yeah, but all the muscles turn to fat G. That's what happened.
I will say that we upped the dose like 4 weeks ago, and I think this was the first week where it's like been fully saturated. And I don't know if it's just because I remember Jack saying like after the first time you won't really feel like the dose increases, maybe a little bit, but like I have felt it. Like I get random bouts of anger. The other day I drove back from the gym, bearing in mind it's half an hour drive in complete silence. Just violently horny.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, sorry, I thought I'd just input. Yeah. But testosterone it's one of them ones where it's like it also makes you more productive. This is not me glorifying steroids, by the way, but it also does make you productive. And that I think that's probably my secret weapon is as to why I've been able to work so much is because I want to. And that's because of the test. Because before, like if I'd come back from like, oh, I'm too tired, I don't want to go to the gym. I come back from work now, I'm like I'm trying to get to the gym. Like
it's I mean, I've my prolactin was sky high for a while, so having that clear actually feels kind of nice. Like I actually have I do the same amount of shit. I'm just actually okay with doing it now, which is quite nice. But yeah, that
does tend to help, to be fair.
Yeah, there's the one thing about drugs people don't often talk about is it's like if your bloods are skewed and your body is producing a lot of the I don't give a fuck hormone, you do still kind of have to keep on doing shit. But I think it's kind of character building in a way to like be feeling shit and still get stuff done. But yeah,
it's in our nature as bodybuilders. Because we prep and we feel shit, but we still get it done. So like it's the same with, but also like I think a lot of people have the misconception that like bodybuilding gets easier when you take it. It's actually quite the contrary, because there's so much more stuff to manage, even just from training and nutrition. I mean, the biggest one is like injuries. Me and Jack were both pretty much injury free before we hopped on. Lo and behold, we hop on. I've got about 5-6 different niggles right now. And Jack's still squatting wonky to this day.
Oh mate, yeah, my movement dysfunction. I think my movement dysfunction's been there since day 0, bro. I think when I was a sperm, I was probably swimming wonky.
You might need to film him from the back again. Live movement assessment right now. Get up on your chair.
Live movement assessment. Yeah, but I think it's all linked to my prostate. So you know.
Oh my god!
I was going to assess that in the Airbnb on Saturday when we link up.
Yeah, sound bro, cheers.
Got some movements we can run through, but I'll need gloves.
Movements we can run.
No, Jack, I'm half happy you didn't come because we wouldn't have had an extra snakes and ladders piece for him. Because like, what the fuck would we have gave him? What could
second gum, a second.
No, because that's too confusing. They're the same.
I've got 2 different flavors of gum.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we played Snakes and Ladders in the Airbnb and we didn't have enough pieces, so my character was it was an airwave. It was a piece of gum. It's in the vlog, mate.
Violet test on the table. Like
could have actually done that. I had it with me as well.
Oh, so good.
It's your go. GH, you're up.
Everyone's a steroid.
My favorite joke from that weekend is the fucking squares bar thing. I'm gonna use that so much now, Jack. To fucking filling them up on You need to use squares bars for PCA. You need to use.
I'll come out. I'll tell you about that next weekend. I'm not gonna air that because I want to get in shit.
Yeah,
it's chatting shit about another code. But
no,
yeah,
season 2 gets cancelled.
I mean, it is chatting shit about another coach because
I was joking. It is.
That was objectively a shit peak from his position.
Yeah. Luke, what are you doing?
Luke, it was not Luke. It was not Luke. It was the
No.
Jesus. Right. Okay. We need to wrap things up because we said
yeah.
that we'd be done at 22 and we've run 10 minutes over. Thank you everyone for listening to Waffle Pod as usual. I'm sure we'll have. I feel like this is working great. We'll keep on doing this. Everyone, our links are all down below. If you're interested in working with me, Matty, or K Mizzle, if you're injured, go to Camille. If you're shit at posing, which you all are, go to Matty. And I don't know if you want to get better.
Touching man, go to Jack.
Yeah. If you're autistic, come to me. That kind of seems to be my demographic at the minute. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. The next podcast, we can give a run through of Nat's second show. Camille will have been there. Matty will have some input on posing and stuff remotely, which will be sick. And then in the meantime, anyone got any words of advice? Matt, you want to go first?
Skate fast and eat ass.
Nice.
My words of advice.
Words of advice.
Motion is lotion, rest is rust.
Bro's right for that one. And I guess my piece of advice is train your pelvic floor. Bye, everyone.